Remembering Sergeant Kennedy Sanders, mourners lined the streets paying their respects to the 24-year-old, an Army soldier who was killed in the line of duty.
She was just a good-hearted person and had good parents.
Yeah.
Just sad that her life got cut short.
Sergeant Sanders' body arrived at Jacksonville's airport this afternoon, and it was escorted by procession to her hometown of Waycross, Georgia, and passed by her childhood home on Eade Street. Sergeant Kennedy Sanders and two other soldiers from Georgia, they were killed during a drone strike in Jordan 2 weeks ago.
Sergeant Sanders' family describes her as mini but mighty. They say she was excited to serve her country and determined to succeed. And today, hundreds line the streets to make sure her family knows they appreciate the sacrifice Sergeant Sanders and the others have made. News4Jax reporter Marilyn Parker joining us live in Waycross, where, Marilyn, you've been speaking with mourners.
Yes, they remember a brave young woman ready to take on the world. They knew that she would make them proud. You know, this is not the homecoming that they wanted for Kennedy Sanders, but it's the one they got. And they were sharing how they remembered this very street, watching her grow up. But they say they want to honor her the right way today. The fallen soldier, Sergeant Kennedy Sanders, is headed home. Her tight-knit Waycross community, still in shock from this tragedy, prepares for her arrival. So you knew Kennedy?
Yes, ma'am, I knew her.
And what was she like?
She was a good girl. She minded her own business, never caused no trouble, always went out her way to help people.
How did you feel when you heard the news about what happened to her?
I was real sad. Yeah, because lost a good girl.
Yeah.
And I was hoping we'd have a good homecoming, not like this.
Purple ribbons are everywhere, at businesses and city buildings. People who didn't know Sanders personally say they felt like they had to do something. And when did you put that ribbon up?
It was the other day.
Okay. And why did you want to do that?
To honor her. Yeah, we can't bring her back, but we can honor her and, you know, remember her as she was.
They started lining the streets. You see American flags and balloons. They found comfort standing side by side, supporting each other and Sanders' family. Tell me what it's been like in the last 2 weeks in this community.
Honestly, it's been a blessing. To know that a young soldier has passed the way she did. Everyone is respecting her. Her family, her parents play a great part in the community. It's just a blessing to know that the community is coming together. Everybody's showing love.
And when the hearse brought her body into town, they watched, cheered, cried, and hugged. But Sanders' memory lives on in this community. And, you know, honoring Sanders doesn't stop here today with the procession. There are several plans that we will update you with on news4jax.com. And coming up tonight on News4Jax at 6, more of the emotional moments from today's procession. I got to speak with a few veterans who showed up. They talked to me about sacrifice and how, even though this is not the homecoming they wanted for Kennedy, it felt nice for everyone to come together. We're live in Waycross. Marilyn Parker, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Marilyn, for that report. And the two other soldiers killed alongside Sergeant Sanders were Sergeant Brianna Moffitt and Staff Sergeant William Rivers. Sergeant Moffitt turned 23 just 9 days before her death. She joined the Army Reserves in 2019, but also worked for a home care provider who assisted people with disabilities. A funeral for her will take place in Savannah. That's scheduled for tomorrow. Staff Sergeant Rivers was 46 years old. He joined the Army Reserve in New Jersey in 2011. He served a 9-month tour in Iraq in 2018. His funeral took place yesterday. If you'd like to send a message to the family of Kennedy Sanders, you can do that right now. You visit news4jax.com if you'd like to share some of your condolences for the Sanders family. We've created an online guest book where you can leave a message, and just look inside this article on news4jax.com.